All right, so JT, we're going to do a podcast today about cutting through the BS and actually doing work.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to have you give us a tour over here, just kind of walk us. Because what happens is in business a lot is people, not our clients, but other people, they reach out, they say, I want to learn how to grow my business. And then you tell them what to do.
Yep.
And they don't actually do anything. And therefore nothing gets done.
Happens often.
But there's something great about wood chopping and growing your business, makeyourdogepic.com, makeyourdogepic.com, because you actually do stuff. And with wood chopping, you know whether you chop the wood or not. I mean, how do you know whether you chop the wood or not for wood chopping?
You know if you're chopped the wood or not. Like this has not been chopped, but that wood over there has been chopped. So you know if it's been chopped because it's chopped. You can see it.
But you see it all. I mean, it's weird in business though. People say, I want to grow a business.
Yeah.
And they reach out, they go to thrivetimeshow.com, they come to the conference, and in our conference, we teach to actually how to grow a business. But you went to college where they taught business. And how is what we teach at our business conference different? Because this is real wood chopping, and our business conference is all about real business growth. How's that different from the business college you went to?
Well, at your business conference, you're learning from people who actually own a business. Where at business school, they've never owned a business. So they have no idea what they're actually talking about, and you're just teaching from books, or they're having you do things like when I was in college, they had us do things where we had a shoe company and we would compete with Nike and other things, and we would have world markets and stuff, and it was super pointless, and we had to do a SWOT analysis on all the other companies. It was super pointless. It was super dumb.
Now let's go look at the wood chopping real quick and see if you can break down, because again, this is ultimate reality check. Is the wood being chopped? So the wood's being chopped. How do you know if the wood's being chopped, JT?
Well, you know if the wood's being chopped if you can barely hear me. So we got the wood chopping machine, we got the chainsaw, we had an axe earlier somewhere. That guy's not with us anymore. I don't know if he died, but he's not here. We got two of them going. We got the chainsaw over here. That's great form, and it's all going good.
Well, I'm excited on our show today. We're going to talk about how to grow a real business.
Yeah.
And the difference between our business workshops is we talk about how to really grow a business. But you went to business school, which I would describe as BS.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to chop through the BS on today's show and get into how to grow a real business. Any other pontification you want to share about this operation? This is beautiful.
You just want to make sure you're actually chopping the wood and not the sticks.
Yeah.
You want to focus on the things that actually matter as well. So if you're chopping wood, don't start cutting the grass at the same time.
Do you worry about whether the workforce is diverse when chopping wood?
No, I didn't give it a thought until you brought it up.
Do you worry about if people have a headache or anxiety or emotion when you're chopping wood?
No, I have no idea what James's emotion is right now.
Do you worry about an org chart when you're chopping wood and motivation and inspiration?
Nope, none of it.
Really?
We found a guy. He's back.
He's back.
I don't know what machine he's doing, but he's back.
I just think he's having fun. All right. Well, we'll be back on part 2 of today's show. We're going to talk about cutting through the BS and how to grow a real business.
Let's do it.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrive Time Show, starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zillner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
Started from the bottom, and now we're at the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. The C's bringing some wisdom and the good roots. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from
Yes, 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 and yes. Thrive Nation, on today's show, we are joined here with JT Lawson. He is the man who owns the Oklahoma MakeYourDogEpic.com locations, the Oklahoma Make Your Dog Epic locations. And we're talking about on today's show, cutting through the BS and focusing on the stuff that you actually need to do to grow a business. Now, the intro on today's video, people got a chance to see you, JT. We're looking at footage of these young guys cutting wood. But I want to get into the specific stuff now that needs to be done to grow a business.
Let's do it.
And I want to really get your thoughts on why certain things don't get done. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So what we're going to do, step number one, for anybody out there, if you're a new client and or if you want to be a new client, what you have to do is, if you are a new client, we have a proven path that we guide you down. And that proven path, it's going to be different for each industry, but it's a proven path. And I say proven because we know the path works. You just have to follow the path. You got to do it. Okay. But it's different per industry. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 4 client examples, including Make Your Dog Epic today. And that way you can share with the listeners, because you've worked here as a consultant, you've been an employee, and now we're partnered together. So you've seen the business from every possible angle. And I love that, but I want to get your thoughts on why certain things just don't get done.
Yeah. I also worked for one of the clients.
You did? You worked for Score Basketball.
So literally every angle, I've seen all of it.
Yeah. So Score, I always forget that. So Score B-Ball, let me pull that up as an example. So scoreball.com. So when I first started working with Don Calvert, his company, scoreball.com, from the time I started with Don to now, we've grown his number of members by about 20 times. So it's 20x growth, I would say. And so when you look at the scoreball.com, 20x growth, you look at PMH OKC, 18 times. They've grown from $1 million company to an $18 million company. Shaw Homes has grown from 10 million. Sorry, so they've grown from 15 million. They've grown from 15 million to 150 million. So it's a 10 times growth. So let's walk through the path here. Now you tell me where people get stuck, because none of our listeners would get stuck. This is for other people.
Other people.
So first off, you got to make a what? So step one. The goal is to optimize all 14 aspects of your business as soon as possible to create both time and financial freedom. So I pull up an example. This is what we need to do. Every business owner needs to do this. Every business owner. If you're listening right now and you say, who are you talking to? Is this show about me? It's about everybody. Everybody owns a business. You too need to make this workflow. And me too. Yeah, everybody. So everyone needs to make this workflow. I'll pull it up in just a second, but everybody out there needs to make the workflow. And I think some people think, oh, I don't need to make the workflow because maybe I'm unique, but we need to make a workflow. So as I pull up this example of why we need to make a workflow, can you please explain why everybody needs to have a workflow? And then I'm going to scroll through and find the workflow that people need to make. Why does everyone need to have a linear workflow on a whiteboard of some kind?
Yeah, that way, well, the first step is you got to get everything out of your head and onto a whiteboard. So, and then you have to know how everything's going to flow. And then you have to know where, like, you have to have all of these goals and you have to take aim at it and actually do it. And so it's big to get it out of your brain and on like a goal sheet or a whiteboard or something.
So box number 1, we have for Make Your Dog Epic, and for every client that I work with, we have to establish the revenue goals. Now, I'm not a prophetic guy. I don't hop on the show and claim to have like some sort of unique insight to God. But sometimes clients will tell me, they'll go, when you told me that I would be a millionaire within 18 months, you're the first person to ever say that to me. And then it happened. And they're like, oh, you must be a prophet. I'm going, no. I just had a great meeting today with Flyover Conservatives.
Yeah.
And their business has grown. I'm going to share their testimonial on today's show. So when you watch today's show, you're going to see the testimonial of all the people we're talking about on the show. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But they're saying that they grew their revenue by over 200 times.
Wow.
And so a lot of people will say, man, you're prophetic. I'm not prophetic. I just know the math. So let's talk about Make Your Dog Epic for a second. I know that Make Your Dog Epic is going to make you a net profit of $1 million in the next 18 months. I know it's going to happen. And so I know that's going to happen. I'm not saying that has to be your goal, but I'm just saying, how can I hop on this show right now and say with any credibility at all that I know for sure that you're going to have $1 million of revenue, $1 million of profit actually in the next 18 months?
Because It works with business. If you know what to do, it's just like knowing what to do in the gym.
Yeah.
And as long as you're consistent, it's mathematically impossible for you to fail.
There it is.
Because that's the reason why you have a coach. That's the reason why you have a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Is because if you do push-ups or if you do the workout
Yeah.
and you are consistent with it, it's mathematically impossible for you not to get jacked if you're doing everything you need to do.
And, you know, I think about push-ups. You know, today, I think I did 25 push-ups, 3 sets of 25 push-ups.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't do 50. I want to do 50. I did 25. But by doing it consistently, I'll get stronger over time because you just do it.
Yeah.
But if you're like, well, do I need to do them now?
Yeah, and it's not, and then people also get caught up about, well, when do I do it? Or is push-ups really the best for?
Is it the best?
Well, at least you're doing something, do
Right.
it. And then that's why you have a coach or a mentor to tell you what to do, and then you just need to do it. So that's why franchises work, and a lot of businesses, 96% of businesses fail because they're stuck in the idea festival, bouncing back and forth, and they don't have that coach to keep them on track.
96% of businesses fail. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just supplying some facts so people can see this. Inc. magazine reports, folks, that 96% of businesses fail. If you go to usdebtclock.org, you're going to discover that right now the average American is not self-employed. Only 9 million Americans are self-employed, which means, again, we have 330 million Americans, and I say this all the time. If even 10% of America was self-employed, you'd have 33 million self-employed people. But
Yep.
we don't have 33 million. If it was even a third of that 10%, so even if 3% of America was self-employed, we would have 10 million, but we don't. We have 9 million self-employed people, and that number goes down every day. So we have less than 3% of our population is self-employed. So if you're out there today and you're like, what do I do? What do I do? Well, first off, calm down. We're going to help you. You just got to follow the system. So step number 1, you've got to get a whiteboard. And someone says, well, where do I get a whiteboard? Now, this is how I know who's going to be super successful. And I'm not being prophetic. I'm just being very clear. The clients that can't figure out how to make a whiteboard, it's a tough deal for them. Now, let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to teach you a secret move here, okay, folks? How to make a whiteboard for $200.
Ooh.
And I'm going to type it in. And I'm, how to make a whiteboard for $20.
Oh, you were way off.
I'm going to show you how to build a dry erase board,
Oh,
a 4x8 dry erase board for $20.
come on.
4x8 white cardboard. And by me, it's $9.48 a sheet.
This video is
I went
spiritual to me.
looking for-
But again, you have to make a whiteboard. It's not like a jerk thing for me to say that you have to have a whiteboard, but I'll say this. If you're stuck in your head, you're dead. If your ideas are in your head, you're dead. If your ideas are in your head, you're dead. Enough said. Make a whiteboard, document the entire workflow. Now, box number 2, you've got to figure out your break-even numbers. Now, I want to brag on Flyover Conservatives. When we went over this, there wasn't an emotional response. They said, okay, yeah. So we need to have this much sales to break even. Okay, great. We wrote it down. That conversation was maybe 30 seconds. Certain people, not you, not Flyovers, not ShawHomes.com, not PMH OKC, not the wonderful clients on today's show. Certain people go, well, I don't know how I would do it. And I'll go, what we would do is we're going to write down your expenses and how much crap we need to sell to break even. But again, JT, this could take months.
Yeah, and it's super important. So we're not going to name names, but I know a business owner that was told they need to figure out the break-even numbers, and their response was, I don't really operate that way.
Right.
I operate more in the best case scenario type way.
Right.
And if you operate that way, you are setting yourself up to live in poverty, because you have to expect you can hope for the best, but you have to expect the worst, because if you're not ready and you don't know your numbers that you have to get, so if you don't know how much it is to pay rent, if you don't know how much it is to pay employees, X number, then you're going to be struggling when you don't have those numbers, and you're going to be bankrupt soon.
Now, box 3, you got to figure out how many hours you're willing to work. Now, you see my wife, because my wife is up here. You see her, I see her, we see her. You're aware of that dynamic.
Yep.
But she leaves me alone and lets me work during the day. And last night I came home from church, because on Thursday our building becomes a church,
It's not a big church. I mean, we have about 15,000 people that stream online each week, called the Remnant Church. And for people that want to watch it, you'll be pleased to know, folks, that I am not the pastor. Okay. So if you go and you type in the Real Remnant Church on rumble.com, you'll see that on some weeks we'll have 7,000 people that watch. Some weeks we'll have 15,000 people that watch.
Yep.
But we do it every week. But I came home last night at about 8:10, actually, because I talked to you as I was pulling into my driveway.
Yep.
And my wife wasn't pissed that I was working all day.
Yeah.
There was zero pushback. There was no anger. We were on the same page. As I look at my schedule now, folks, I'm taking my wife on a date at 5:30. Look at this. I'm taking my wife on a date at 5:30. Tomorrow, taking my wife on a date at 4:30.
Yeah.
She's not pissed.
And it's you've taken the time to figure out how many hours you want to work, and then you've scheduled it. So it's not like a surprise
Right.
to your wife or your family or to anyone else that you're working during those times.
So I look here and I say, my schedule, I'd really like to get started around 6. Anything before that is bonus time in my world, but I like to start around 6. And then I'm just going to move nonstop and so someone can look at my calendar. I'm pretty much going to go from 6 to about 6. I'd say, 6 to 5. So it's probably 11 hours, on an average day. And I do it 6 days a week. So it's about 65, maybe 67 hours a week,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
It's not emotional, but I figured it out. We're on the same page. Box number 4, unique value proposition. Now, this is what I love about makeyourdogepic.com. And if you're out there today and you go, man, this guy's excited about it. I am. I have not been this excited since I built my DJ company back in the day. And I always want to cite my sources. So DJ Connection, that thing was hot back in the day. I have no idea what they're doing now. Don't ask me. I keep running into people that are like, hey, my sister used you guys. I hope it's great, but I'm not involved. Don't tell me about it. Okay. So make your dog epic. We have a unique differentiator. We have our unique value proposition. What we do is your first lesson is 50 cents.
Yep.
Oh yeah. We have the money back guarantee. Fastest turnaround time. We change the dog's behavior without changing the dog's personality.
Yep.
You have a chance to win a dream vacation to Hawaii just for scheduling with us. And we have sat down. Who's we? You, me. What's going on? Why is this page empty? We're going to have to talk to someone about this. Some sort of a satanic. This is the stuff behind the stuff. I'm going to fix this. Let me show you how I'm going to do it, folks. I'm going to go to my to-do list, put it on here. I'm going to call Devin, and I'm going to fix it. It's not going to be emotional. I'm going to fix it. There it is. I don't know what's going on there. Now it's there. We got to do something. So, but it's a unique value proposition. We know what sets us apart.
Yep.
And now we go do it.
Yeah.
How does that possibly not happen?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, like, for example, the first lesson is 50 cents. People get a lot of pushback on that because they're like, I don't want to cheapen my brand. I don't want to blah, blah, blah. I want to charge for us to be able to come out, or else then if somebody doesn't sign up for lessons, or somebody doesn't sign up, or somebody doesn't buy the pool, or whatever the business is, they feel like they're bringing down their brand. But if you have the best quality everything, but no one knows it, well, then you have no business. So you have to get people in the door. So like for Elephant in the Room, you guys offer your first haircut for $1, and you do that because you guys can be the best barbers in the world. But if no one ever uses you, no one ever knows.
Right.
So they have to get in. So you have a great experience where people are coming in, they get to pick their add-ons, they get to do other things.
Yep.
But no one would ever know unless they got to try it for $1.
I hear people say all the time, they say, well, I'm just not good at systems. That's what the coaching service does. And I'll be very clear with you folks. I'll be very clear. When I charge people $1,700 a month, I'm just being very clear. Hopefully everyone can get this idea. Hopefully I'm communicating this succinctly. When I charge somebody $1,700 a month and we make a 20% margin, not 25, 20. That means we make $340 a month per client. We have roughly 160 clients at any given time. I'm not getting super rich doing that. Now someone says $652,000 a year. That's awesome. No. That's not that awesome for what I want to do.
Yeah.
I make my money making a percentage of the growth. I have no interest in charging somebody $1,700 a month and just sort of barely breaking even and just them being mediocre. I mean, we have a company called Cornerstone Fence, and it's called Cornerstone Fence. They're in Tulsa, and longtime clients of ours. We've helped these guys grow their business by such an insane number. I think they're 5 times larger, but I'll put their testimonial on today's show.
Yeah.
It's just, and I get a small percentage. So JT, you know, if I'm doing $1 million of growth with a client, right? If they're $1 million larger than they used to be, and I get 2.5%, doing the math here, folks. Okay, doing the math. I'm making 25,000 a year. That to me is exciting. That's a bonus that gets me fired up.
Yeah, and it's more exciting because you get to see them grow, and
Yeah.
you have stake in their growth.
Oh,
So then when they grow, you get paid more. So then if they start failing,
right.
well, obviously you don't want that. And so they know that you're invested in them, because if they grow, you get more money.
This show, I'm telling you, this show right now, it's feeling good, folks. The show, Chopping Wood, how to cut through the BS that is standing in the way of you reaching your business growth goals. But I'd like you to, on part 2 of today's show, if you could go out there,
Yeah,
and kind of film on the camera how to chop wood. We need to add that.
Oh, I'll
into
do it.
So it's like how to chop. The show will be how to chop wood and how to. You see that? So it's like we're teaching people literally how to chop wood and how to cut through the BS that's standing in the way of you reaching your business growth goals. So we move on to the next box. Sales. This is I don't know why. I really struggle to understand the jackassery that's plaguing our society. I don't get it. But people say, Clay, I'm getting leads now. My phone is ringing all the time because I've implemented your marketing system. Again, now, folks, box number 4, unique value proposition. We talked about it. Box 5, got to improve the branding. What am I saying? The site has to look good and not hood. The print pieces, the business cards, everything we do has to be first class, or people will think you're an ass, right? All these things rhyme all the time. That's how it works, okay? So scoreball.com. Again, you got to make sure that you're doing branding, okay? Branding that's first class, or people will think you're an ass. Just remember that, folks. If your branding is not first class, people will think you're an ass. It's not a mean idea. It's a real idea. If your branding is not first class, people will think you're an ass. So no, jerk. Okay, Tesla, I don't like them. I don't want to have a self-driving car, but you know what? Their branding looks good.
It does.
Nike, someone says Nike, they make their shoes are made in China, but they're made overseas by slave labor. It's true, but the branding is good.
Branding is good.
So again, it's got to be first class. Your branding is first class, or people will think you're an ass. So we were going through this 90 miles an hour, but you got to get your branding done. Now, the next box, you got to have a 3-legged marketing stool. And that's how the 3 ways that you market to your ideal and likely buyers. And that's what we do. Well, now though, and again, through Make Your Dog Epic, we're talking about search engine optimization, social media marketing. We're talking about signs and wonders. What am I saying? We're talking about search engine optimization. We're talking about social media marketing, signs and wonders. Someone says, how do you market a dog business through these things? Search engine, we come up top in the search results. 2, social media, on Facebook ads, these kind of things. People find you on YouTube, et cetera. And then 3rd, signs and wonders. You go to a trade show, people see the sign, they wonder, the whole thing. So it's a very turnkey system.
Yep.
But now leads come in. And when the leads come in, you have to call every lead until they cry, buy, or die. You have to have a sales script that works. You have to record the calls for quality assurance. You have to have a pre-written email. You have to have a lead tracker. These aren't like secrets of the universe here. These are specific linear steps that need to happen. And I feel like right here, I get a lot of pushback from newer clients. They're like, you want us to call every lead until they cry, buy, or die? And I'll say, yeah. And they'll go, yeah, just because it rhymes doesn't mean that you should do it. I'm like, what? So
yeah, or there's a lot of pushback on the recorded calls because they don't want to record their own people. They
is
think
it ethical?
Is it an invasion of privacy?
Right.
And what I found is the employees that push back the hardest on recorded calls,
right,
or installing video cameras in the office or workplace, are typically the ones doing nefarious stuff.
Right.
The ones that push back the hardest. It's the same with the people who hate accountability. Are typically the people who need it the most.
I was telling you earlier, my Uncle Jerry was a fascinating creature.
But, I love Uncle Jerry.
I love.
You've sold me on him.
Oh, he's a great guy. And Uncle Jerry used to tell me, he'd say, Clay, this is my Ford Escort back in the day. That's how I started my DJ business with my Ford Escort there. There it was. But my Uncle Jerry, I stayed with him because my father's dad and my father's mom passed away pretty quickly, back to back. And so I found myself living with my Uncle Jerry for a while. And I didn't realize he was profoundly wealthy and that he had basically cashed out of the business game and bought a hobby farm and just sort of lived the high life starting at about age 40. I didn't know that, So I just thought that he was just this eccentric guy. But he would do things, I mean, I'm not kidding. Every night when I stayed with him, he'd say, I need you to do 100 curls. And he wasn't like a fitness expert. He's like, I need you to do 100 curls, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups before bed. I'm going, what now? And he's like, I feel like if you're going to be an athlete, you should look like one. And that was like the as deep as his theory was. And then eating every night, he'd be like, we need to have more meat. You need to have more meat. And I'm going, okay, I'll have some meat. He's like, I think you only need to eat meat because you're an athlete, right? I mean, it was like, but my parents dropped me off to live with my Uncle Jerry for about 6 months. I'm living in Minnesota with my Uncle Jerry. My parents are living in Texas. They come back. I've lost like 30 pounds. I'm in a great spot physically. I'm doing better at basketball. Educationally, I'm doing very well. My grades are top notch. And it was just this no BS mindset that every day he would tell me, if you don't work, you don't eat.
Yeah.
And it's what he literally would not feed me if I did not get up.
Yeah, and Napoleon Hill talks about when you start implementing habits, it attracts those relative habits. So when you start doing good things, it just attracts more and more. Same if you stop doing good things, it attracts the habits of like nature. So it'll pull you down and bring you up what you're doing every day.
This is where he lived. He lived in Darwin, Minnesota. And I don't know that I can find it because, you know, when you're a kid, it's like, how do I get places? Let me type in Dassel Cokato High School. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I ever remembered how to get there. Let me see. I feel like because I drove in high school, so I had to have gotten around somewhere. Let me find it. There. Okay, there it is. That's the high school, Dassel Cokato High School. There it is. Okay, and there's like a
that was the elementary school.
We gotta find Dassel High School.
It was over to the right.
To the right.
Yeah, scroll back out.
Where am I going?
Yeah.
I did go
middle school and high school. There you go.
High school.
Yep, right there. Yep, middle school and high.
And high school. Okay, yeah. Okay, great. So to get there, we would after school I'd drive this way, driving out to Uncle Jerry's. Feel like we went this way, but you get the idea so far where we're going. I mean, this is where we were, and Uncle Jerry, he was somewhere in this range. Now I want to find it. That's all I want to think about all day is where
you can find Uncle Jerry. I
gotta find him. Yeah. So, but this is where we lived. Is in this small community.
Yeah.
And this is where it was. Let me see. This is the Dassel Cemetery. Let me drop in the man. Hopefully things haven't. Yeah. It doesn't look like anything. Does not look like anything has changed much. So somehow, yeah. This is where we're kind of getting warmer. If I had an address, that would be the key, but I don't.
I'm invested now.
Yeah, so am I. I can't find it. So, yeah, because this is we were Dassel, Minnesota. I feel like it's kind of in this area, right over here ish. But the point is, I'm living with my Uncle Jerry, and he had this fantastic farm, and his whole thing was, if you don't work, you don't eat, and it was that sort of non-BS mindset that he had. There was a time where something happened, and he had a lake house at Lake Washington.
Okay.
And something happened, and he said, "Oh, you're going to have to go stay at our lake house." And I'm like 14 or 13, I think it's 13. And I'm going, I've never stayed by myself before. He goes, "Yeah, I know. So hopefully you make it." And it was just that mindset. I needed that. I needed that mindset.
Yeah.
And you know what? My parents came back. I lived with Jerry for about 6 months. And all of a sudden I could live by myself. I could feed myself. I didn't cry when people were difficult or mean. And he'd sort of just toughened me up so that I could live life on the planet Earth. And previous to that point, I don't know that I could. I think up to that point, I think that anytime that someone would say something mean to me, it would hurt my feelings. I think at that point, I valued my feelings over getting things done. I think a lot of times I wanted to get things done, but I didn't get things done because in my 12 or 13-year-old mind, they were impossible because people were mean. But after spending time with Uncle Jerry here in this rural environment, which I can't find and I want to find it, but it really helped me a lot to have somebody in my life that cut through the BS
and
held me accountable. And so on part 2 of today's show, I'm going to have you go out there if you can, film kind of a little video about chopping
I'm
wood and how
excited.
we do it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to share with you back to back client testimonials. But if you're out there today and you're ready to cut through the BS and you're going, I just want to know how to grow a successful company. You're going to learn how to chop wood, how to cut through the BS, and then we're going to have nothing but back to back clients success stories. JT, I'm excited.
I'm super pumped.
You
It's
fired
great.
up?
Oh,
Okay.
I'm fired up.
So I'm going to have you go out there, shoot your tutorial on how to cut wood. Let's say no more than 5 minutes,
Oh, yeah.
but you do multiple clips. We'll edit it together. It'll be a blasty blast. And again, folks, if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, get your tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. That's thrivetimeshow.com. All right, folks, after much searching, I have found the house I was referencing. This was my Uncle Jerry's house. This is where Carolyn and Jerry, their home, their hobby farm, and this is where I lived for quite some time there. There it is. That is the farmhouse. Should you want to plan a family vacation to visit it there, folks, the actual address right here is 26616 CSAH 24, Dassel, Minnesota 55325.
The ultimate highlight. Behold the wood chopping. Look at that wood choppage. Total choppage of wood. Look at that. Complete choppage of wood. Wood choppage. Chopping wood. Look at that. Incredible amount of wood choppage. Chopping that wood. Wood chopping. Chopping that wood. Wood choppage. Chopping that wood. Chopping the wood. Wood choppage. Look at that. Just incredible amount of wood choppage. Chopping that wood. This operation. It's a beautiful thing.
All right, this is James. This is Aubrey. You guys are going to walk us through the process of chopping wood. What is step 1?
All right, so step 1, you cut down the tree.
Okay, what? Did we do that? Did we cut down some trees?
We didn't, but we had trees delivered to us that were already cut down.
Got it.
And then step 2 is cut up the tree into pieces like this.
Like this. That's a good piece right there.
This is
So,
a beautiful piece.
step 1, you either get the tree that's already been cut down delivered, or you cut down the tree yourself.
Right.
Then step 2, you cut it, and what do I use with this? Scissors, or what am I using?
Well, you want to use a big, beautiful orange chainsaw.
Nice. And then what's step 3?
Step 3 is what you're going to do is you're going to put the log either on the log splitter or you're going to get an axe. And if you're going to use an axe, you're going to, you spend all day long out there. But if you use a splitter, you'll still spend all day long out there, but it'll at least be faster.
And you're team splitter, is that correct?
We are
Or are you team axe?
We're team splitter right now.
Okay.
Until we run out of gas, and then we'll be team axe.
And then what is step 4? So step 1, find a tree, cut it down, or have said cut down tree delivered. Step 2, cut them in pieces like these.
Right.
Step 3, put on splitter or axe. Step 4.
Step 4 is you want to make a big pile of wood.
Look
and
at this.
This is a nice double pile, soon to be a triple pile. We're trying to build the next Great Wall, inspired by.
Now
the
this
Great
is
Wall of
this is
China.
Riley. Did Riley help at all?
Morally she did.
Okay, she was there for moral support.
Yeah.
Nice.
She only peed on one of the logs.
Sweet. So is that the final step? Is that all the
That is
steps?
the final step.
And then you burn it
And
eventually.
then we burn it. That's
the
final
payoff.
step.
That's the payoff.
That's right.
Sweet.
I played basketball at the University of Oklahoma, and my father was a high school coach. When I got out of college, what I wanted to do was coach. I coached in college for about 4 years, and then I had my son, and life changed. And my son was terminally ill. He had muscular dystrophy, what's called Duchenne's. At the time, I was working for a school. I needed to make more money because of all, doctor bills, all that kind of stuff you got to buy and everything. And so I started doing just a side program with SCORE, just doing a few basketball lessons. My schedule filled up. At the time, my son was in a wheelchair. It got to be quite a struggle with him. And so it was a constant fight every day of, do I work? Do I spend my time with him? How much time do I spend with working? But what I learned from all of it is you still got to get your job done. Well, I'm not a business owner, and I'm probably a terrible business owner. Back a couple of years ago, because I had parents tell me all the time, well, I wish I'd have known about you 3 years ago, or I've never heard of SCORE. We get that all the time. And then doing the finances, just everything that I had to do was just eating me alive. It would take hours every day. And so I needed to get smart about doing my business. All of us need a game plan. And Thrive 15 has helped me tremendously with that game plan. We changed how I was charging, we changed the programs we were doing, we changed the advertisement we were doing, we started doing everything smart. We're the largest basketball facility in this 3 or 4 state area. We have people that call us from all over Oklahoma because of our website. My time has been freed up tremendously because I'm not involved in all the little things. It's just streamlining your business so it's not taking just all of your time away from your family, because my wife's very important to me, my kids, I got to have some of that as well. And as a business owner, if you allow your business to eat you up, it's not really worth it. You got to have a value of life as well. We wouldn't be where we're at today without Thrive 15.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love building relationships. But one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things, the processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due, and Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
You guys ready?
Yeah. So what? Okay. So what do you want from us?
And objective.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be 15 minutes ish, and I don't want you to know what I'm doing. Don't want you to know.
Okay.
Okay. You good? All right. Many people every day go to thrivetimeshow.com and they click here on testimonials. They do this every day and they go, what do you do for a living? This happens every day. We get between 4 and 10 people a day, every day, reaching out for mentorship or coaching. And I wanted to do on today's shows, I wanted to grab a client or clients that we work with that are what I would call diligent doers. They're people that are the success stories that you see here. So if you go to thrivetimeshow.com and you click on testimonials, you can see I work with 160 clients. Almost every client doubles their revenue. I just talked to a guy today who, when I met him, he was a startup and he just is doing a net profit of $50,000 a month every month. And he did this whole thing in less than 36 months. So, but not everybody's a good fit, and I'm not a good fit for everybody. So if you're somebody who is a diligent doer, I want to explain to you kind of what the coaching program looks like. And so we're going to do a case study today featuring a real client. And this real client is the good folks here at the Flyover Conservatives. I'm going to pull up their website, Flyover Conservatives. They are a podcast, and they are a couple that does this podcast. I met them at the Reawaken America Tour in Tulsa. And now, without any further ado, David and Stacey Whiting, welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you?
Yay! We're doing amazing. Great to be with you, Clay.
Thanks.
How did you guys first hear about the coaching that I provide or we provide?
The first time we heard about you, her sister sent us an interview that you were doing with I don't remember who it was. It was a guest that you had on your show leading up to the first event that you had in April of 21 there in Tulsa. Her sister sent it, and I forget who you're interviewing, but now I kind of understand your deal a little bit. You had probably people also walking by and you're like, hey, are you Antifa? And you're going to be on my show. And it was just all this goofiness going on, you know. We were trying to grasp what you were about, but it was so intriguing that I went to your website and clicked on, and there was another interview that you were on as a guest with someone else and kind of shared your story, the DJ business and ORU, our daughter going to ORU. And it was just kind of trying to piece it together because most people, you know, go to work, come home and kind of do the same thing for 45 years. That's their goal, and get a watch. And like you'd had DJ business doing this and coaching other stuff. And so we didn't really have a full grasp of that. But after we attended the event in April that you had there in Tulsa, the Reopen America with General Flynn, all that, we sat in the nosebleeds of the I don't know what is the Rhema Convention Center or something, the Rhema Church. It's just not a bad seat in the house. We were top, and it's kind of a bowl, and we were just sitting there and just all weekend, you know, seeing all these events could take place, and had a chance to actually shake your hand and meet you. But at that event, I went to the table. I'm kind of a tool guy, and I bought, I don't know, 5 or 6 books that you had written. And, but I got this one, the Boom Book.
You like the Boom Book?
Oh, man.
I like it because it's got enough depth that you can actually get stuff out of it, but it's also kind of written like a magazine or like a series of memes that if you're not really a reader, somebody's the average joke and just put it in your bathroom and grab it, you know?
Now, I'm going to fire through a lot of stuff, primarily pick on your wife, Stacey, because the Thrive Nation likes her more. We'll come back to you if we have time.
Yeah.
But seriously, you know, you guys have grown quite a bit, and I'm not asking for you to hop on the show and share the total financial numbers. I'm just asking if you could give a percentage as to the growth, because if you do a podcast, by the way, folks, this just in, people don't pay you to record your shows. So you guys interview some of the who's who in the conservative movement, Mike Lindell, Dinesh D'Souza, all these big folks, and nobody's throwing money at you saying, please interview these people. And so, but you have to make money off of advertisement and sponsorships. As a percentage, how much have you grown since we've worked together?
Well, I can I just actually share this because I wanted to say this when David was talking. We had the opportunity when we met you in April. You had offered for us to come down and shadow you at the Thrive Time show, and at that point, we were just financing everything for Flyover Conservatives. It was all coming out of our pocket. We didn't have any sponsors. We didn't have any income coming in. So going to any events, buying lights for the studio, software, all of those different
It's
things.
less of a business, more of an expensive hobby.
Yeah, where everything
even though
was
it was a lot
coming
of
out of
time.
our pocket. And when we came there and shadowed you, we were like, okay, we really need to partner with Clay. There was actually multiple reasons. One was because we knew that you were doing something very special, and God said we needed to do whatever it took to help in that process. But then number two, you telling us there were ways that we could actually earn income from this, and it didn't have to be pulling everything from our personal accounts. That was huge. And so when you ask how much it's grown, well, we were making anything at that time, and now it's grown to, it's a professional income that we've been able to earn.
So could we say, if we were to, cause I had to put a number on the title, is this like 1,000% growth? Was it 1% growth? Maybe in terms of metrics of listeners, maybe, could we do that? Could we?
Well, we've also grown from just the two of us, our son coming on full time, now our daughter who's a teacher coming on full time, and everybody's making more than they'd ever made in their lives doing anything else.
Could it be accurate to say that you've had 500% growth in terms of maybe listeners or revenue, or is that?
It's not only that the numbers of growth. Here's the thing: every single week since the moment we began working with you has been better in numbers of views and revenue than the week before. Literally every week it was June a year ago. So I don't know, that's like probably 70 weeks or something like that. Each week's been better. Now, our life hasn't been better. A lot of times it's miserable working with you, and you get beat up, raked over the coals, mostly me, and redirected, especially the first 2 or 3 months, because you think you kind of know some stuff. And I thought I was really coachable, but the next week you tell me to do something for the week before, and I kind of thought I did it, but I did it. So there was a little process to that. I think we were really coachable, but that was a struggle. So as that went along, though, every single week there was more viewers, more platforms, and we adjusted to things like being censored and kicked off YouTube, and you helped us adjust in these environments.
Now, Stacy, one of the things that I try to do for clients is I try to manage your expenses, keep expenses low, keep activity high, expenses low, activity high. So I'm going to fire through 11 things that I think we've done together. And then maybe you could provide just a little anecdotal of what we did there. So the listeners out there who are thinking about maybe hiring a business coach or coming to a workshop, will know if it's a good fit. So one is improving branding, the look of things. What have we done together on that?
Oh, wow. Okay. So you helped create a new website for us that looked very professional, and it was very user friendly. So we have the website that came out of it. We have a branding kit that actually has all of our colors and everything that goes along with Flyover. So anytime that we're going to have somebody make banners or any of those things, it's all part of the Flyover.
Xcode.
Yep. Xcodes, everything. So all of those things, that makes it very, very simple.
Now, Dave, so the second thing we worked on was, the website, optimizing the website. If you're not careful, the website can become an endless update. I see a lot of entrepreneurs that are so busy updating page, sub page 4-2. They're updating the permalink, the meta tag. They're updating it, and they never make any money. Can you talk about the website enhancements we've made in terms of making it scalable, where you guys internally now can do the updates as opposed to, having to have a custom website modification done?
Yeah, well, you've empowered us to be able to have our hands on the steering wheel. Kind of, you ever been to the gym and there's like a trainer that's teaching somebody to do like a pinky curl or some weird movement that they could never do without the trainer, so that they're kind of like locked into working with that person forever, versus like teaching them how to go on. So yeah, absolutely, every single phase of that, and making the website work for us and getting us into a lane where we were doing the things that were actually green light activities, making money, booking guests, doing shows, following up, the activities that only we could do. And the website just sort of works outside of our time now.
And as we were
collecting data, text messaging, emails, our database has grown every week since then.
And any process too, like every time that we have a phone conversation with you, it's always, how can this get better? How can this increase in numbers, in revenue? It's constantly looking at that and then seeing, how can we get better? How can we get better? Even down to the point where, our intro was too long or our thumbnails needed to improve. I mean, every single thing, we go through that to make the very best product that we can have, to make the very best thing. And it's unbelievable. And it's quick little coaching tips here and there. And each week it's not overwhelming. It's just, hey, if you tweak this, We come back, we made the change. All right. Okay, that's better. Hey, can you make this a little bit better in that? And every
Here's the
time
move.
that you do it, every time that you do it, everything gets better, the product gets better, and everything increases.
Now, the database is something that you guys have done a great job of building. I tell customers all the time, I say, you want to build your database? And they go, why do I want to build a database? I mean, this just happened this week to one of my longtime clients. Google turned off his map.
Yeah.
And it's because for whatever reason, there was a violation. And just for anybody out there that doesn't know how this works, if you go to, let me brag on one of my clients that's just dominating here. If you type in, this is a fun one. If you type in Joplin gyms, because you're looking to work out and you're looking to pump it up in Joplin, you want to get ripped, and you go there and you type in Joplin gyms, well, Kolak comes up top. He has 8.5 thousand reviews. He also comes up top here. He also comes up here, top. He's here. So he's like 5 of the first 10 results in Google for his term, but he's not dependent on just his Google Maps. So one of my clients, though, didn't build the database. Every week I'm like, build your database, build your database, build your database.
Yeah,
and they got basically censored / removed from Google. And they're not a political company. Their map just got removed and their website got de-indexed. And so now they don't have anything. Can you comment on, Stacy, on building your database? Because now I believe you have a group of very loyal listeners that would follow you to different platforms if you were removed from Facebook or something like that.
Man, that's exactly right. When we first started with you, we had a big following on YouTube. We built it up to almost 100,000 people on YouTube. And you told us at that point, it would be a good idea to have a second platform, as well as to have emails that are going out and text messages that are going out, collecting this information in case something happens. Well, of course it did. We lost our 100,000 people from YouTube. We had started building Rumble, though, at that point.
Lost our YouTube. What are we going to do?
But what's interesting is you had already basically told us to build our boat before it started raining. We already had something in place. We were moving them over to Rumble. We were getting a hold of them through text messages. And so at everything that we do, it's constantly gathering data. It's getting email addresses. It's getting phone numbers, because you just never know what could happen. And to this point now, we have thousands of email addresses, thousands of texted numbers that we can contact with people immediately to let them know, hey, this is going on. You can find us here.
Now, the next thing we worked on together was, staying focused on these big goals and the right roles, and this is just something, if you're anybody out there, if you're listening, if you have a business, if you're a plumber, if you're a cabinet maker, you're a dentist, you're a lawyer, all these are industries I work in. We're all going to get a bad review. We're all going to get a bad review. We're all going to get someone who says something that's negative about us. We're all going to do that. And what we have to do is stay focused on the key performance indicators that will move the needle, that will grow the business, grow the brand. And I feel like, Dave, you guys have done a really good job on that. And I find a lot of entrepreneurs that are very busy doing work that will not grow the business. Staying focused on the big goals and the specific roles within your family and your company there. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, we have a coaching call, and then each week the first question is always, okay, what were some big wins this week? And we have a tracking sheet, and everything's about this tracking sheet, because you don't track 1,000 things that don't matter. You track a few things that really matter a lot. And so that kind of all week, sometimes we'll get distracted and we would go into something, and sometimes we would hustle around a day or two before the coaching call and be like, tracking sheet, how we do it on the main things that matter, and kind of regroup. Now it's like breathing. We don't even think about it. All of our activity goes towards the most important activities on our tracking sheet. So when we get together, it's kind of a win. And we're looking at metrics specifically. 6 months don't go by, 9 months, every single week, once a week, we're looking at the dashboard of the things in our specific business that move the dial. But interestingly enough, I've had a chance to meet other people that you coach and have been in and out of that world. It's pretty similar to somebody that owns a salon and owns a gym. And it's kind of like, we all have kind of the same jokes about, things you've done with them, or their worst moment with Clay, or, these kind of things. That's like, oh, hey, I wish I would have done this different. But it's very similar in you're putting all the effort towards a small number of really important things, and not a little bit of 1,000 things that really don't move the dial.
Now, one thing you guys have done very well is, again, these are all things we worked on together here during this past year, but you want to set SMART goals that are specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time sensitive, but they need to be big. And you guys, I would argue, have interviewed the who's who of the conservative movement. I would say if you look at the names of who's, and again, if you're listening right now and you're not a podcaster, I mean, I remember years ago, I worked with a dentist and I said, listen, for you to grow your dentistry, you need to get all of the top pediatricians in your town to refer you because you are a pediatric dentist. And the dentist is going, yeah, I don't know. They're so big. I mean, Dr. such and such has been around for 20 years and Dr. yada, yada, he's a household name. And that guy's got a big train in front of his dentistry. And I don't have what it takes. I don't know. I was like, all you have to do is consistently reach out to these big names. And eventually you're either going to get a cry, buy or die. You're going to say yes. They're going to say no. Whatever. And you guys have done a very good job of staying focused. And I mean, if we go to your website or if we go to rumble.com or anywhere to find your podcast, you guys have had some huge guests on the show. Has that helped at all? Kind of having a focus on massive action, Stacey, and trying to book big guests and staying so busy that maybe you don't process the rejection?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, when we first started with you, it was top 100 people that we want to interview and then the top 100 shows that we want to be on. And so we wrote out that list, and it was interesting as we've gone through the list, we're like, wow, okay, look at all of these people that we interviewed, but it wasn't always the first time that we contacted them. Some of these people, it's been 10, 11, 12, 15 times of contacting them before they actually, would do an interview. But when you had them on the list, we didn't mark them off. It was like, all right, they're still there. Who do we know that knows this person? How can we make this connection? And how can we make it happen? But creating that top 100 list was a key for us because it was constantly in our face. And then you would remind us each week, big names. That's who you need on your show. You need big names. That's how your numbers are going to grow.
One of our top ones early was Dinesh D'Souza. We thought, man, if we just got Dinesh D'Souza on it, man, we'd be the number one thing in the world. It took longer than I anticipated, but the other 99 on that original 100, we asked every one of them, hey, question before we hang up, who do you know that knows somebody that might know somebody that knows Dinesh D'Souza? And sometimes it came up with something, sometimes it wasn't. But when each interview went well, we did our best. We treated people with respect and kindness, made it easy for them. We communicated well with them before the interview. We got them the clips afterwards. They're like with professionalism. Eventually someone said, hey, I know a person that works there. I'll do it. And that went nowhere. But then another person said, and eventually after about 5 or 6 of those, we had Dinesh D'Souza on the show. But it was a methodical approach towards knowing that's somebody we really wanted to have as a guest.
Now, the final things I wanted to focus on was, monetization. With every client, I try to focus on making sure you make a product or service, producing a product. You want to maintain a focus on producing a product or service that you're proud of, but you also want to monetize. And it's a balance of both, because if you're not careful, it becomes all about monetization. We're selling crap, but we're selling a lot of it. Or it becomes you want to monetize, but you also want to focus on creating a product or service you're proud of. And you guys have done a great job measuring, and I'm not going to mention specific names, but as we've introduced you to different advertisers, or you've met different advertisers, there's no emotion to it. You tracked. And we've had to switch a few different advertisers and say, you know what, this particular brand isn't maybe the best fit for our listeners for whatever reason, or this vendor isn't working well with our listeners or whatever. And you made that switch. Can you talk about that, Dave, a little bit about the importance of having somebody who focuses on monetization?
Well, you use the term pillars a lot, because sometimes that was our biggest weakness coming in. We didn't understand how media worked. We'd never met somebody when we started this that had been a guest on a podcast, alone somebody who successfully ran a podcast. So how can you, break even was really our goal. How can we, cover this? And so thinking in terms of not, we needed 1,000 things. We needed if you had a tent or something, you want 4 pegs holding it up. Like, what are the 4 big things that you want? And then using a language that converted. Okay, then what are the 4 things that people who watch our show need and are the most interested in? And so shifting that from because you'll have people come to you, whatever your business is, maybe want you to represent them or have it or hold your product or sell your product, but does it fit your model? And is it a value add to the people that watch your show or that come into your business or that drive by your business? And so thinking in terms of those main pillars and not getting distracted, trying to have too many things. For us, it was 4 main pillars, but then consistently, without just brushing our teeth or anything else, just mentioning those, referring to it as many different ways as we can. So we made it very easy for the people that watch our show to find the products we represent and easy to get them.
And having personal stories about the products as well, that I feel confident in them. I'm personally using them. I like them. And I would want my friends and family to use them as well. One thing I wanted to, it's not your NyQuil.
Cold and flu daytime. This got me through Reawaken America tour in New York.
That is hilarious. One thing I wanted to add, Clay, is when you were asking us about growth at the beginning, I want to come back to that because I think it is really important to understand when we started, like I said, we were with YouTube and then lost the YouTube, went to Rumble. It's not comparing apple to apple. They are completely two different things as far as even growing something. So, as far as even listeners that we had at the beginning, it was like starting over because people didn't know how to find us at the time and all of these different things. But it went to the point where now we have over 2 million viewers in a month or listeners in a month. I mean, that is dramatic growth.
You started working with me. When was that?
It was in April. Well, we started in June of 2021. We met you in April. We shadowed you, and then we started in June. So but one thing I want to also point out as well, due to your encouragement, is when we started, we were doing like 1 show a week, then eventually went to 3 shows a week, and then eventually went to 5 shows a week to where, and each one of those were big, growths for us. But now we're doing anywhere between 25 and 30 shows a week that we ended up putting out. And that was because of working with you. And that was also through that. That's why we were able to
work 30 times harder, systemize things. We could create way more content with the same amount of effort that we were before.
No, Dave, I don't mean to insult you. I'll just say we so far, the listeners, we enjoy listening to Stacy more. Right? It's just I'm just no, but
I've been hearing that for over 30 years.
No, final 2 questions with all due respect, Dave. With all due respect, final 2 questions I have here for you is you guys, we had to customize the plan for you, and so many people shadow me, and they go, who produces your show? And I say, I do. They say, who edits it? I do. Who sets up your picture? I do. Who makes your thumbnails? I do. And they're like, come on, you don't do that. And I do that, but that doesn't mean you have to do that. So there's like a dentist, a doctor, a lawyer, a home remodeler listening to this show right now. And what we do is we customize the plan to their business. Could you talk about that, Dave, a little bit of just being able to, because I'm sure initially you thought, this is insanity. But then knowing that we customized it because your son does a phenomenal job producing it. Avery does your daughter does a great job with the thumbnails and tracking. And you have kind of a 4-person team that does the things. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got their own flow. Can you talk about, Dave, customizing, how that's helped you? And please try to make it better than something Stacy said, because the listeners, frankly, want to hear her more.
Yeah. Well, I had the advantage of 2 things. One, conversation with Aaron Antis before we even began. And he just says, I'm just gonna take you guys a tip. If you work with Clay, do exactly what he says as soon as you do. If it makes sense, do it. If it doesn't make sense, still just do it and let that work itself out. So when you hear that from somebody who's the, largest home builder in the state of Oklahoma, who came in excellent at what he does and then still had to learn and adapt. And then number 2, I learned very quickly from looking at your material and then talking to other people. Regardless of profession, it's amazing the overlap and carryover that a dentist needs to do to a salon owner, to a gym owner, to a podcast. The tasks are so similar. It's ridiculous in many ways. And so it really needed less customization than I would have anticipated because your business models, the things work. It's like getting in shape or anything else. It's like, well, I'm getting in shape for a wedding. I'm getting in shape for a prom. I'm getting in shape to go on a cruise. It's like, doesn't matter because what you do is very similar.
You win a mega point there. That was impressive. The listeners love it as a mega point today. So Dave, a final question for you.
A sound effect or something. Yes.
Boop, boop. Mega point. Okay, no, this is the thing. We have these conferences we do every 2 months. And the reason why we do the conferences is because some people want to come to a 2-day immersive 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., take notes, ask questions, get involved. They like the whiteboards. They like sitting there with 100 other entrepreneurs. There's a certain energy to it. Dave, how would you describe the workshop experience?
Well, I'll describe it like this. Since we went to the first one, us personally or somebody on our team has been at every one of them. And most of the time we've brought friends because we'll talk about this stuff. And they're like, well, that sounds pretty good. I don't know. And like, just come, and go to one and learn. But number 2, this boom book, I bought boxes of them. Every person that comes to my door, for some reason, when people come by and they're like selling, bug services or something like that, I turn them down because I already have one. But I'm like, let me just bless you, dude, because these guys are all like 23 and young hustlers, and college guys. I'm like, hey, I'm going to give you this book. Take it, read it. This guy coaches 160 businesses of all people that kind of probably are where you want to end up someday. So take this and just read it and just go. And they just leave.
He's not kidding. He does this. We have people that come to our house. We had a lady come and help set up our studio, and she had somebody helping move the stuff in. And he was talking about a DJ business. We're like, hey, you need this book. We gave him this book.
Well, that's why I'm so glad that when God called Vanessa and I to do the Reawaken America tour, I'm so glad that I had the certain skill sets I have, and my wife has the skill set she has because she peacefully does accounting and likes the numbers. And I don't mind marketing and systems and organizing. And I just encourage everybody out there, if you feel called to organize conferences or to grow your business or whatever it is you feel, if you own a hardware store, a cabinet store, a home building company, whatever, we can help you grow your business, but we only work with diligent doers. Proverbs 10:4 says, God blesses the hand of the diligent and punishes the slackard. So if you're willing to put in the work, we're here to help you. And then my final bonus fry question, I'll let you guys go here. I got to figure out a percentage growth here because I got to put this on the title. So I can't say the ambiguous growth.
Producer Colton here. What do you got?
Learn more about the ambiguous growth of Flyover Conservative. Is there a number that you have?
Yeah, producer Colton has one.
I actually did the math. It was a 16,000% increase in our income.
The 16,000% income growth of the Flyover Conservatives plan. Okay, there we go. No one will believe that. That's a misprint. That's good.
No, it's actually real. I really did the math. I looked at how much we made in June of 2021 and how much we made this last.
Hey, and by the way, Colton, I hope that because Colton, when I first met you guys, I think he was producing the show using a Commodore computer. And now Colton's got the supercomputer. I think he has like the supercomputer. Is that correct? I mean, I think he has a supercomputer to produce the show.
It is the supercomputer. We can take another 20 minutes and talk about.
Don't get him started. Don't make eye contact.
The nuclear-powered computer.
His computer. He bought 7 computers and 2 raise and lower desks over the last year. It's out of control.
Hey, thank you guys. One more time. What's that website, Dave? What's your website?
Flyoverconservatives.com. Come check it out.
Flyoverconservatives.com, folks. Again, I would encourage you to check out the show. Thank you guys for carving out time. I appreciate you. Can't wait to talk to you soon. Have a great weekend.
Thanks.
Thank you, Clay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, Luke Erickson here with the Thrive Time Show. As you can see behind me, we've got all kinds of energy going on. People are starting to show up for the conference, and it is hot in this place. We got grill guns over here. We've got people playing the drums. We've got fire breathers, and man, people are so excited as they come in.
Gentlemen, let me introduce you to the grill gun.
Hi, I'm Bob Healy. I'm the inventor of the grill gun and the sous vide gun.
Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma, June 27th and 28th. We've been doing business conferences here since 2005. I've been hosting business conferences since 2005. And a lot of people, have followed Tim Tebow's football career on the field and off the field. And off the field, the guy's been just as successful as he has been on the field. Now, the big question is, JT, how does he do it?
Well, they're going to have to come and find out because I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, Tim Tebow's going to teach us how he organizes his day, how he organizes his life, how he's proactive with his faith, his family, his finances. He's going to walk us through his mindset that he brings into the gym, into business. It is going to be a blasty blast in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Also, this is the first Thrive Time Show event that we've had where we're going to have a man who has built a $100 million net worth.
Wow.
Who'll be presenting. Now, we've had a couple presenters that have had $1 billion net worth in some like real estate sort of things.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we've had a guy who's built a service business, and he's built over $100 million net worth in the service business. It's the yacht driving, multi-state living guru of franchising. Peter Taunton will be in the house. This is the founder of Snap Fitness, the guy behind 9 Round Boxing. He's going to be here in Tulsa, Jerusalem, Oklahoma, June 27th and 28th. JT, why should everybody want to hear what Peter Taunton has to say?
Oh, because he's incredible. He's just a fountain of knowledge. He is awesome. He has inspired me listening to him talk. And not only that, he also has, he practices what he teaches. So he's a real teacher. He's not a fake teacher like business school teachers. So you got to come learn from him.
And now the best-selling author of The Carnivore Diet and the multiple-time Joe Rogan guest, Dr. Sean Baker, joins our 2-day interactive business growth and life optimization workshop. Also, let me tell you this, folks. I don't want to get this wrong because if I get it wrong, someone's going to say, you screwed that up, buddy. So Michael Levine, this is Michael Levine. He's going to be coming. You say, who's Michael Levine? I don't get this wrong. This is the PR consultant of choice for Michael Jackson, for Prince, for Nike, for Charlton Heston, for Nancy Kerrigan, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times best-selling authors he's represented, including pretty much everybody you know who's been a super celebrity. This is Michael Levine, a good friend of mine. He's going to come and talk to you about personal branding and the mindset needed to be super successful. The lineup will continue to grow. We have hit Christian recording artist Colton Dixon in the house. Now, people say, Colton Dixon's in the house? Yes, Colton Dixon's in the house. So if you like top 40 Christian music, Colton Dixon's going to be in the house performing. The lineup will continue to grow each and every day. We're going to add more and more speakers to this all-star lineup. But I encourage everybody out there today, get those tickets today. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. And some people might be saying, well, how do I do it? What do I do? How does it work? You just go to thrivetimeshow.com. Let's go there now. We're feeling the flow. We're going to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com. You click on the business conferences button, and you click on the request tickets button right there. The way I do our conferences is we tell people it's $250 to get a ticket.
Yep.
Or whatever price that you could afford. And the reason why I do that is I grew up without money. JT, you're in the process of building a super successful company. Did you start out with $1 million in the bank account?
No, I did not. Nope, did not get any loans, nothing like that. Did not get an inheritance from parents or anything like that. I had to work for it, and I'm super grateful. I came to a business conference. That's actually how I met you, met Peter Taunton. I met all these people.
So if you're out there today and you want to come to our workshop, again, you just got to go to thrivetimeshow.com. You might say, well, when's it going to be? June 27th and 28th. You might say, well, who's speaking? We already covered that. You might say, where's it going to be? It's going to be in Tulsa, Jerusalem, Oklahoma. And so it says Tulsa, Jerusalem. I'm really trying to rebrand Tulsa as Tulsa, Jerusalem, sort of like the Jerusalem of America. But if you type in Thrive Time Show and Jinx, you can get a sneak peek or a look at our office facility. This is what it looks like. This is where you're headed. It's going to be a blasty blast. You can look inside, see the facility. We're going to have hundreds of entrepreneurs here. It is going to be packed. Now, for this particular event, folks, the seating is always limited because my facility isn't a limitless convention center. You're coming to my actual home office, and so it's going to be packed. So when? June 27th and 28th. Who? You're going to come. Who? You? I'm talking to you. You can just get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. And again, you can name your price. We tell people it's $250 or whatever price you can afford. And we do have some select VIP tickets, which gives you an access to meet some of the speakers and those sorts of things. And those tickets are $500. It's a 2-day interactive business workshop, over 20 hours of business training. We're going to give you a copy of my newest book, The Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich. You're going to leave with a workbook. You're going to leave with everything you need to know to start and grow a super successful company. It's practical, it's actionable, and it's Tebow time right here in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Get those tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Levine, and I'm talking to you right now from the center of Hollywood, California, where I have represented over the last 35 years 58 Academy Award winners, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times bestsellers. I've represented a lot of major stars, and I've worked with a lot of major companies. And I think I've learned a few things about what makes them work and what makes them not work. Now, why would a man living in Hollywood, California, in the beautiful sunny weather of LA, come to Tulsa? Because last year I did it, and it was damn exciting. Clay Clark has put together an exceptional presentation, really life-changing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you then. I'm Michael Levine. I'll see you in Tulsa.
James, did I tell you my good friend John Lee Dumas is also joining us at the in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show Business Workshop? That Tim Tebow and that Michael Levine will be at. Have I told you this?
You have not told me that.
Oh, he's coming all the way from Puerto Rico. This is John Lee Dumas, the host of the chart-topping EOFire.com podcast. He's absolutely a living legend. This guy started a podcast after wrapping up his service in the United States military, and he started recording this podcast daily in his home, to the point where he started interviewing big-time folks like Gary Vaynerchuk, like Tony Robbins, and he just kept interviewing bigger and bigger names, putting out shows day after day. And now he is the legendary host of the EO Fire podcast, and he's traveling all the way from Puerto Rico to Tulsa, Oklahoma to attend the in-person June 27th and 28th Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshop. If you're out there today, folks, you've ever wanted to grow a podcast, a broadcast, you want to improve your marketing, if you've ever wanted to improve your marketing, your branding. If you've ever wanted to increase your sales, you want to come to the 2-day interactive June 27th and 28th Thrive Time Show Business Workshop featuring Tim Tebow, Michael Levine, John Lee Dumas, and countless big-time, super successful entrepreneurs. It's going to be life-changing. Get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. James, what website is that?
thrivetimeshow.com.
James, one more time with more enthusiasm.
thrivetimeshow.com.
Shadow, everything rides on tonight. Even if I got 3 strikes, I'ma go for it. This moment, we own it. I'm not to be played with because it could get dangerous. See these people I ride with. This moment, we own it.
Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you.
I learned at the Academy in Kings Point in New York. Acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say. Whoa.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show. Today I'm broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona, not Scottsdale, Arizona. They're close, but they're completely different worlds. And we have a special guest today. Definition of intelligence is if you agree with me, you're intelligent. And so this gentleman is very intelligent. I've done this show before also, but very seldom do you find somebody who lines up on all counts. And it's a Mr. Clay Clark. He's a friend of a good friend, Eric Trump. But we're also talking about money, bricks, and how screwed up the world can get in a few and a half hour. So Clay Clark is a very intelligent man, and there's so many ways we could take this thing. But I thought, since you and Eric are close, Trump, what were you saying about what Trump can't, what Donald, who's my age, and I can say or cannot say?
Well, first of all, I have to honor you, sir. I want to show you what I did to one of your books here. There's a guy by the name of Jeremy Thorne, who was my boss at the time. I was 19 years old working at Faith Highway. I had a job at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. And he said, have you read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? And I said, no. And my father, may he rest in peace, he didn't know these financial principles. So I started reading all of your books and really devouring your books. And I went from being an employee to self-employed, to the business owner, to the investor. And I owe a lot of that to you. And I just wanted to take a moment to tell you, thank you so much for allowing me to achieve success. And then I'll tell you all about Eric Trump. But I just want to tell you, thank you, sir, for changing my life.
But not only that, Clay, thank you, but you become an influencer. More than anything else, you've evolved into an influencer where your word has more and more power. So that's why I congratulate you on becoming. Because as you know, there's a lot of fake influencers out there too, or bad influencers.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm glad you and I agree so much, and thanks for reading my books.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thrill for me today. Not a thrill, but recognition is when people, young men especially, come up and say, I read your book, changed my life. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Whoa. Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business. And I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I am not using, and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went what was actually ranked as a very good business school. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side.
Once I saw what they were doing, I knew I had to get here at the conference. This is probably the best conference or seminar I've ever been to in over 30 years in business.
You're not bored. You're awake, alive the whole time. It's not pushy. They don't try to sell you a bunch of things.
I was looking to learn how to just get control of my life, my schedule, and just get control of the business.
Planning your time, breaking it all down, making time for the F6 in your life, and just really implementing it and sticking with the program.
It's really lively. They're pretty friendly, helpful, very welcoming.
I attended a conference a couple months back, and it was really the best business conference I've ever attended.
At the workshop, I learned a lot about time management, really prioritizing what's the most important.
Biggest takeaways are, you want to take a step-by-step approach to your business. Whether it's marketing, what are those 3 marketing tools that you want to use, to human resources.
Some of the most successful people and successful businesses in this town, their owners were here today because they wanted to know more from Clay, and I found that to be kind of fascinating.
The most valuable thing that I've learned is diligence. That businesses don't change overnight. It takes time and effort, and you got to go through the ups and downs of getting it to where you want to go.
He actually gives you the roadmap out. I was stuck, didn't know what to do, and he gave me the roadmap out step by step.
We've set up systems in the business that make my life much easier, allow me some time freedom.
Here you can ask any question you want. They guarantee it'll be answered.
This conference motivates me and also give me a lot of knowledge and tools.
It's up to you to do it. Everybody can do these things. There's stuff that everybody knows, but if you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for you.
I can see the marketing working. And it's just an approach that makes sense.
Probably the most notable thing is just the income increase that we've had.
Everyone's super fun. It's super motivating. I've been here before, but I'm back again because it motivates me.
Your competition's going to come eventually, or try to pick up these tactics. So if you don't, somebody else will.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us.
This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right?
So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood.
This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
If you decide to not attend the Thrive Time workshop, you're missing out on a great opportunity.
The atmosphere of Clay's office is very lively. You can feel the energy as soon as you walk through the door, and it really got me and my team very excited.
If you decide not to come, you're missing out on an opportunity to grow your business. Bottom line.
Love the environment. I love the way that Clay presents and teaches. It's a way that not only allows me to comprehend what's going on, but he explains it in a way to where it just makes sense.
The SEO optimization, branding, marketing. I've learned more in the last 2 days than I have the entire 4 years of college.
The most valuable thing that I've learned, marketing is key. Marketing is everything.
Making sure that you're branded accurately and clearly. How to grow a business using Google reviews, and then just how to optimize our name through our website also.
Helpful with a lot of marketing, search engine optimization, helping us really rank high in Google.
The biggest thing I needed to learn was how to build my foundation, how to systemize everything and optimize everything, build my SEO.
How to become more organized, more efficient.
How to make sure the business is really there to serve me as opposed to me constantly being there for the business.
New ways of advertising my business as well as recruiting new employees.
Group interviews, number one. Before we felt like we were held hostage by our employees. Group interviews has completely eliminated that because you're able to really find the people that would really be the best fit.
Hands-on how to hire people, how to deal with human resources, a lot about marketing, and overall just how to structure the business to how it works for me, and also then how that can translate into working better for my clients.
The most valuable thing I've learned here is time management.
I like the 1 hour of doing your business is real critical if I'm going to grow and change.
Clay really teaches you how to navigate through those things and not only find freedom, but find your purpose in your business and find the purposes for all those other people that directly affect your business as well.
Everybody needs to attend the conference because you get an opportunity to see that it's real.
Hey, Flyover family, come join us June the 27th and 28th, 2024 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're going to be there with Clay Clark and an amazing group of individuals that have made such a difference in so many people's lives.
Do you want to increase your production in a job? Do you want to make more sales? Do you want to own your own business? Do you want to have breakthroughs financially? The key to that is knowledge.
Clay Clark is anointed to help people in business. We've watched him over the last couple of years, and we've been blown away. He's part owner of over 160 businesses, $2.4 billion in sales.
So before politics and the Great Reset came into Clay's life, he had the #1 rated Apple podcast. And he interviewed people like Anthony Robbins, Seth Godin, the top authors, the top business minds in the world. At this specific event, there was an interesting cast of characters that come from gangs to American Idol.
Some of the guests that are going to be there: Michael Levine, Colton Dixon, Peter Taunton, John Lee Dumas, Mondo de la Vega,
and Tim Tebow. They're there to share what they've done and their breakthroughs and what their story is. And then Clay lays his map of business success, calls the path for every person to follow.
So you may be sitting there thinking, okay, I get it. What do I have to do? Go to thrivetimeshow.com. When you get there, the tickets are $250 or whatever you can afford. Yes, you got that right. $250 or whatever you can afford. You can name your price. So there are no excuses. You have to join us there. There are only a few VIP tickets left, like David said, special dinner and special time with the speakers. That is $500 while they last. So $500, only a few left if you want a VIP ticket. We want to meet these speakers as well, so we got VIP tickets.
I want to meet Tim Tebow.
I do too. The date is June the 27th and 28th, 2024 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Go to thrivetimeshow.com to get your tickets.
Hey guys, Luke Erickson here with the Thrive Time Show. As you can see behind me, we've got all kinds of energy going on. People are starting to show up for the conference, and it is hot in this place. We got grill guns over here. We've got people playing the drums. We've got a fire breather, and man, people are so excited as they come in. The conference is kicked off. This house is packed. We've got Aaron Hansis with Shaw Homes up there. We've got Steve Currington with Total Lending Concepts up there talking about what is possible when you just implement, when you do the proven system. It's so exciting. People are going crazy. Now, Michael Levine, writer of many PR books, the man who represented people like Michael Jackson, Barbara Streisand, and George Bush. He's speaking to the people here at our conference, talking about branding. One of the greatest branding experts alive today is here at our conference, talking to entrepreneurs. We just wrapped up day one. It was incredible. We had some remarkable speakers. Michael Levine. We just finished with a lady named Jill Donovan, who owns a company called Rustic Cuff, talking about the power of the Dream 100. I cannot wait to see what tomorrow holds. Hey guys, Luke Erickson with the Thrive Time Show here with you. It is day 2 and the energy is high. People are so excited to be showing up. The team is ready. Come on, let's see what it's like to go on in for day 2. Follow me. People are so excited to be here for day 2. It is going to be incredible. Cannot wait to see what today has in store. Right now, here at the conference, we've broken into groups going over search engine optimization. And I know for most of us, myself included, if you hear that term, you go, what is that? What does that mean? That's too techie for me. Well, our experts are breaking it down for people so that you can clearly understand how to come up top in Google. It's doable. It's possible. Now we're in the middle of a break, and what we like to do is we like to give you as much tangible and relevant information from about the start of the hour for 45 minutes. Then we take approximately a 15-minute break to allow people to connect with other entrepreneurs around them, bathroom breaks, and also use this time to just really digest all of the good information that you're receiving the whole time. Right behind me, we've got Bob with his grill gun.
melting an ice sculpture. It is awesome. The ice sculpture represents our life, right? It's here for a time, but we all need to have the sense of urgency to implement the things that we're learning so that we can make the most of the time that we have. We are outside. You can see a line behind me. What's going on is that we partner with different companies to help them implement the proven systems over and over and over again. And one of those companies is Master Machine. And so what we like to do is partner with these companies to also help them give samples to other people as they come to the conference and truly get their name out. I just wanted to recap some of the amazing things that have happened today. We've had entrepreneurs like Paul Hood with Hood CPAs. We've had Jill Donovan and Michael Levine come up and just impart so much wisdom and knowledge. We've got an incredible giveaway for one of our TVs. Hey there, Thrive Nation. One of the things that we love most about our business conferences is that we want every entrepreneur to leave with their questions answered. So what we do is we let them put the questions up on the board here so that they can ask their specific questions, and Clay will not end the conference until every question is answered. Behind us, Clay Clark is answering all the different questions that entrepreneurs have brought to the conference. Whenever someone comes here and starts to hear this information, especially for the first time, it just brings about so much anticipation of wanting to actually implement the proven systems and processes. And so Clay always wants to make sure that he answers all of their questions so that they are the most set up for success to be able to go home and start implementing. If you have any questions, email us at info@thrivetimeshow.com.
Hello, I'm Wes Carter. I'm one of the shareholders at Winters & King. My favorite thing that Thrive has helped me accomplish here in our firm is thinking a little bit outside the box. They do SEO, they do printing, they help us with a lot of things from the day-to-day marketing for the firm, but they also help us think of things that as attorneys we probably wouldn't normally think of that help us market our services to our clients. One of the things I love about working with Thrive is that they make it enjoyable to actually do work with them. It's not dry, it's usually fun, but it's always very enjoyable and practical. They give me things and ideas that I can put into place. It's not just some theoretical spiel that they give me. We get practical steps that we work on together to do my job better. So me personally, I would easily recommend Thrive 15 services to my friends, my families. I recommend them to my clients. I think they do a good job. They're passionate. They care about their clients. And I think it's actually a valuable service they provide to people that are in the business world.
My name is Jeff Thomas. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. It's all about getting to the grindstone. It is about putting it's one thing to have a specific vision or a dream, but knowledge without application isn't knowledge at all. That's nothing. Really funny. The atmosphere is very lively. Everybody that is working for Clay is very upbeat and not tired, not sluggish, not complaining, not whining. They don't have anything to do with those types of characteristics. It's all about getting to the grind and having fun while you do it. I haven't actually been to any conferences in the past, but what I will say from what I've seen on YouTube and what from other friends have told me is this isn't like a motivational kind of thing to just, hoo-hoo, rah-rah, get you motivated, but it's like practical steps that if you do take them, which most people aren't willing to do, then you will grow and you'll achieve the specific things that you want. Well, for one thing, I would say that this isn't necessarily for everyone. So if you're not willing to work, this isn't for you. But I will say that if you are willing to work and you're just getting started, but you have actually taken a step in that direction, then this will actually help you grow further exponentially than you could ever imagine.
My name is Taylor Hall. I'm the general manager of the Tulsa Oilers professional hockey team. Our goal every night here at the BOK Center is to try to fill the seats with lots of people and create an exciting environment so when somebody comes to a game, they want to come back. Working with Clay and the staff at Thrive, they've really helped us in many ways. Website and graphic design and video production and a lot of things that go along. And a lot of businesses, including ours, doesn't have a staff or a full-time videographer or graphic designer. But the biggest thing that we noticed was the needle mover. More sales, more attendance, more successes in business. We had a record year last season working with Clay for the first time. Our average attendance is higher than it's ever been. So there was a lot of really cool things that we did, and they worked. That's the nice thing about working with Clay and the team over there. It's just not one person, you get the entire team. If you need video design and editing and production, they've got that. If you need graphic design, if you need some coaching, your salespeople and call scripts, PR, they offer all that. Clay was instrumental in helping guiding us and getting us on the right track so that we could really raise the bar and become ultra successful. So it's been an amazing experience for us.
My name is Caitlin. I own a tumbling gym called Justice Tumbling Company in Tulsa. Working with Clay is so helpful. Just being diligent with everything and making sure we execute our goals and just really make things happen. It's fun, it's tight, it really gets you energized and going. It just makes you really want to work. To get the momentum going, to really just get that buzz, just really give you the energy to get up and make it happen.
I'm Bob Healy. I'm in the charcoal grilling industry, and the name of my business is Grill Blazer. How will I apply what I've learned so far into my business? I'm actually a client of Thrive 15, and I learn so much from what I'm learning at this conference and my regular weekly attendance that it's helping me establish the business and get it off the ground. Clay's presentation style is just blatant disregard for what anybody wants. He just has fun, it's him, everything that you see is authentically Clay. It's a great deal of fun, everybody enjoys it. They know when they walk in, they think they're coming into a carnival, and frankly they are. It's just great fun. There's not another conference like it. You just don't go to a carnival atmosphere and learn like you do here at the Thrive conference. It's great. The reason people should attend at least one of these conferences is because it's common sense. And everybody's fed an entire line about the way you should run a business, but until you actually experience running a business, which is candidly what you learn here, how to run a business, you don't know what you're doing.
My name is Tyler Hastings, and this is my wife, Rachel, and our company is Delricht Research out of New Orleans. During our time working with Thrive, we've had numerous successes. When we first started, we were working with one physician. We had one research site, and we were seeing on average, between 10 and 15 patients a week. Since working with Thrive in the last 18 months, we now have 4 research sites. We work with over 5 physicians, and on average, we're now seeing over 60 patients per week. Recently, we've been the top enroller worldwide in 7 studies, which is just incredible considering where we were 2 years ago, 18 months ago.
Thrive really differs from the other conferences that we've been to and the other kind of programs that we've been through because they actually really practice what they preach, and they implement the same systems and the processes that they teach you about, and they give you real life examples that have really worked for them and show you with the training how to implement that yourself. For example, Tyler and I actually got the opportunity to come out to Tulsa, and we're fortunate enough that the Thrive team took us out to some of the businesses that they own, and we really got to see in real life, real time, some of the systems and processes, and it was just incredible. A real life example of some of the businesses and the things that they're implementing.
Having a coach is important to us. They act as not only an accountability factor, but they're someone we can talk to on a daily basis as we go through the problems of running a business that inevitably come up. They always understand what we're going through, and they're always there to help us or guide us through the problems that we experience. The best part of our experience working with Thrive has just been seeing our relationship grow. So at each step as our business grows, they have something else to provide us with. They've got the resources, whether it be marketing, graphic design, website development, or even into accounting practices. Maybe we need a new insurance policy. They have someone they can connect us with, or they have the direct resource we need to speak with for any of the problems we face. If someone's thinking about signing up for the coaching program, I would highly recommend that they call in for a free 30-minute coaching session and see exactly what the team can do for you. Just speak with someone, let them know what you're going through, and I think you'll find that, regardless of what you need, there's someone there that can help you.
Clay's presentation style is very real and raw. Like, it just gets real down to the bone of it and the real purpose of it. There's no, fluffy vagueness about it, So, he really gets to the point. I'm always reminded about how important it is to be intentional and to really pay attention to how you schedule your time and really honor it. Because whatever gets scheduled gets done. That's what he said from Lee Cockrell. So just constantly hearing that and getting reminded helps me to reinforce that into my own life. It always helps to get an outside perspective, and especially from a guy that's grown so many multi-million-dollar businesses. It doesn't hurt. So.
My name is Nick Guajardo. I heard about the Thrive Time Show workshop through Andy Matherin. He is my Andy Matherin and Larry Montgomery. They're my bosses at Restore Home Health. So I work with a home health company called Restore Home Health, and my role is pretty much to bring in business. So I was hoping to learn kind of the sales process on top of just kind of the responsibilities, and help understand what it looks like on the SEO side, and just kind of an all around what it looks like to own a business, because that's something I want to do in the future for sure. How I would describe the atmosphere here at Thrive is high energy, great professionalism, great people. It's a place you definitely want to visit and be at. Clay's delivery style, humorous, professional, hilarious. He does it. I haven't seen someone do it better. So he does a great job. Most valuable thing I've learned so far, a lot of it has been extremely valuable. But one thing that's really stuck out to me is learning the SEO stuff. I mean, that is, I think, things you don't really even think about, and then you hear it, and you think you know it, but you don't know it. So I feel like that was the most valuable. Well, they're missing out on just what comes down to just basic applications to be a business owner. I mean, I feel like it's like an absolute necessity, to come here and learn the ins and outs, and maybe come here once or twice if they take good notes, that kind of thing. Why? It's the experience here and what you can learn. Absolutely.
So marketing and SEO seemed like something that would be very scary, but then in the way that Clay and his team described it became very clear and concise, and something that's very accessible to any business owner. I've learned a lot about marketing at this conference, and a lot about business management and HR, really everything, the key components of anybody's business. They're going to give you the best tools to be successful in it. So most workshops or conferences can be really boring, really one note, or they just seem so theatrical that it's a joke and it's not even giving you the tools that you need or that you came there for. But here it's still high energy, it's still fun, everything's to the point, but it's very professional, and you're missing out on easy steps to use in your business that are very accessible and very clear.
My name is Abigail McCarter. The best thing I've learned so far is definitely organization, schedule-wise, always keeping a to-do list, keeping your calendar organized. I'm kind of all over the place, so that's always good to know. So Clay's presentation style and the atmosphere is electric. It's so energetic, it's so fun. Clay's hilarious, but also knows a ton, so it's just really great all around. This conference is much different than any other conference I've gone to. Again, because it's fun. Like a lot of other conferences, it's like really quiet, really cold, and you're just kind of get bored. But this one, you're like always engaged, you're always learning something, and the staff is amazing. They're always super helpful, so it's just been really great.
My name's Clint Howard. We're a personal training and fitness training facility. Oh wow, I'm learning a ton. Like this morning so far has been search engine optimization. So really just the importance of being at the top of Google, how Google works and why it's so important to go out and get video reviews and testimonials and getting Google reviews. And so all those things we can take back and really apply that like immediately. So it's really cool to see not only how to do it, but really the relevance and the importance of it for your long-term strategy of your business. Now, it's amazing. Actually, on the way in this morning and yesterday, I was videoing as I was walking in the front entrance. And actually I go to a lot of seminars. I go to a lot of conferences, masterminds. I've been doing that since I was like 22 years old, so gosh, almost 20 years now. And this is by far the most entertaining. Not only the content's amazing, but Clay and you guys do a great job of mixing in edutainment, entertainment where it's fun, it's fresh, it's lively. You never get bored. And I heard a study one time that the reason that children learn so much quicker is because it's fun, learning is fun. And so obviously Clay has nailed that, where it's very fun to be here and keeps you awake, keeps you energized. So I'm having a blast. Yeah, I think any business owner or someone that wants to own a business or considering starting a business should definitely come. I know that I was referred here by friends of mine and clients of mine, and I've referred other people. Again, just to understand what it takes to make a business successful, to have a good time, obviously, like I was just saying, have fun, and network. There's a lot of other people here you can learn from, and there's a lot of breaks you can talk to other people. So I think this is a must-attend for anybody that owns a business or that wants to start a business.
My name's Jamie Fagel. I'm with Jameson Fine Cabinetry. I heard about the conference through Andrew. He's the coach that I deal with here at the Thrive. The most valuable piece I found, even working with Andrew, but it's been solidified when it came here, was you got to actually do the things that they're telling you. With no action, you're not going to get anything from it. I would highly recommend this to almost anybody in business today. I have recommended it to some of my other business partners. It's phenomenal. It's really something that if you want to start a business, the old way of doing things is gone. This is what you got to do. It's the only way it'll work.
Hey, this is Charles and Amber Koloff. We're the owners of Koloff Fitness.
The way we're able to do that is working with Clay for the last 3 years. He has really readjusted our thinking and taught us that our business is here to serve us. And by doing that, we're able to live the lifestyle we want and take off on a random vacation last minute. So we had totally planned on being at the conference. So wish we could be there and meet all of you. We know you're having a great time. So
yes, Clay in the last 3 years has helped us build all the necessary systems, checklists, workflows, task lists, time blocks, audits that are always running, and the right capable lieutenants to keep track of all that so that you too can get time freedom, financial freedom. And that's what we have done, and Clay has helped us do. We've got multiple companies in multiple states, and they're all doing very well, getting ready to go 2 more locations in this next year. And Koloff Fitness has a really big future. We're teaming up with a couple other groups, and we should scale the company here shortly. Hopefully we'll open like 50 locations in the next 10 years. So, but yeah, we're on the way. We're gonna probably more than double our company, maybe triple our company in the next 8 to 9 months. And it's just awesome. God is working in our business, and we're making Jesus and changing lives. We're a strong Christian company that focuses on making Jesus famous and changing lives in the fitness field. And this is Charles and Amber Koloff. Thank you, Thrive. Hit your action items. We love you guys. Yeah. We wish we were there. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
My name is Jennifer Johnson. I'm in the pest control industry and also weed control and fertilization, and my business is Platinum Pest and Lawn. Some of the things that I'll be able to apply a lot of the things that I've learned in our business because this is not my first conference, and so a lot of the things that we learned we've put into place, and now we're doing the next level of refining the processes or just the different concepts, and so it's getting better and better. Things that were just big processes before, we have the foundation laid, and now we're able to make it better and better, and I'm hearing different things now that we've implemented things, and so we can just make it even better implementing it into our own business. Clay's presentation and the atmosphere is very exciting and fun. It keeps you awake. It makes it interesting. You have a lot of information, but if it's not going to be entertaining, your brain is going to tune it out. But Clay makes it just entertaining enough that you retain what you learn. Lots of rhyming and catchy things so that you remember stuff. Something that makes this conference different than other workshops or conferences that I've been to is that there's a lot of people here in my same situation. Most of us are pretty small businesses wanting to improve, and we want real life information and something that will work and that's attainable, and not just some crazy magic formula, but actual action items that we can implement in our business and actually see a difference. Everyone should attend a Thrive Time Business Conference, whether you're a business owner or not. If you're a business owner, it has practical applications that you can apply to so many different parts of your business, and then you need to come back for more so that you can keep doing more of the wonderful things that you learn. But secondly, I am also a mom of 3 kids, and a lot of the concepts can actually be applied to home, like getting routines and getting setting systems at home has just seriously made a huge difference in my life at home. So I've been able to improve our business, but I've also been able to improve things at home, and so that's why everyone should come, no matter what your station is in life.
Yeah, my name is Nolan Q. I'm originally from San Francisco, California. The industry that I'm in is financial services. I've learned a ton so far, but what I could best apply from this conference is the opportunity, that hunger to go out there and make a big difference in my industry. Clay's presentation style is amazing. He's got an endless amount of energy. It's contagious, and yeah, by being here, I really do want to go back and be able to face all the adversity that the industry has. Yeah, this conference, the thing that makes it different is it's special because it has a unique set of individuals that all share that same energy. I think he pegs it as dragon energy, but yeah, everyone should come to multiple, but their first would be very special. Yeah, you're welcome with a lot of enthusiasm. That'll last for a long time.
My name is Gabriella Cruz. Our business is ECS Electric. My husband's the owner, but I'm involved with that, and so we're an electrical company. Well, here at the conference, they talk a lot about consistency, and so just staying consistent with different things in the business, and I feel like applying that to our business model will really help us grow. The atmosphere is very positive, uplifting, and then it's very fun and energetic, and so it gets you pumped and it gets you excited, and it encourages you to do big things. Probably how real they are. They tell you up front what you need to do and what's like a no-go, and some conferences they kind of sugarcoat things, so I like how real they are here. I think it'll definitely, if you want your business to grow, I think this would be a great experience, and then not only that, it'll encourage you and inform you on so many things you don't think about on a daily basis.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I've definitely learned a lot about life design and making sure the business serves you. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side. Clay is hilarious. I literally laughed so hard that I started having tears yesterday. And we've been learning a lot, which, you know, we've been sitting here, we've been learning a lot, and so the humor definitely helps. It breaks it up. But the content is awesome, off the charts, and it's very interactive. You can raise your hand. It's not like you're just listening to the professor speak, you know. The wizard teaches, but the wizard interacts and he takes questions, so that's awesome. If you're not attending the conference, you're missing about 3/4 to half of your life. You're definitely, it's probably worth a couple $1,000s, so you're missing the thought process of someone that's already started like 9 profitable businesses. So not only is it a lot of good information, but just getting in the thought process of Clay Clark or Dr. Zellner or any of the other coaches, getting in the thought process of how they're starting all these businesses, to me, just that is priceless. That's money. Well, we're definitely not getting upsold here. My wife and I have attended conferences where where it was great information and then they upsold us like half the conference, and I don't want to like bang my head into a wall, and she's like banging her head into the chair in front of her. Like, it's good information, but we're like, oh my gosh, I want to strangle you. Shut up and go with the presentation that we paid for. And that's not here. There's no upsells or anything, so that's awesome. I hate that. It makes me angry. So glad that's not happening. So the cost of this conference is quite a bit cheaper than business college. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business, and I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I'm not using, and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went what was actually ranked as a very good business school. I would definitely recommend that people would check out the Thrive 15 conference. The information that you're going to get is just very, very beneficial, and the mindset that you're going to get, that you're going to leave with, is just absolutely worth the price of a little bit of money and a few days worth of your time.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for 3 months and you have $350,000 of bills you got to pay, and we have no accounts receivable. He helped us navigate that, and of course we were conservative enough that we could afford to take that on for a period of time. But it was, anyways, great man. I'm very impressed with him. So Clay, thank you for everything you're doing, and I encourage you, if you haven't ever worked with Clay, work with Clay. He's going to help magnify you, and there's nobody I have ever met that has the ability to work as hard as he does. He probably sleeps 4, maybe 6 hours a day, and literally the rest of the time he's working, and he can outwork everybody in the room every single day, and he loves it. So anyways, this is Charles Kola with Kola Fitness. Thank you, Clay, and anybody out there that's wanting to work with Clay, it's a great opportunity to ever work with him. So you guys have a blessed one. This is Charles Kola. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us, and it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing, and Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us, and I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D. Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love the building relationships, but one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things. The processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due, and Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I mean, I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
The conference is kicked off. This house is packed. We've got Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes up there. We've got Steve Currington with Total Lending Concepts up there talking about what is possible when you just implement, when you do the proven system. It's so exciting. People are going crazy. Now, Michael Levine, writer of many, many PR books, the man who represented people like Michael Jackson, Barbra Streisand, and George Bush. He's speaking to the people here at our conference, talking about branding. One of the greatest branding experts alive today is here at our conference, talking to entrepreneurs. We just wrapped up day one. It was incredible. We had some remarkable speakers. Michael Levine. We just finished with a lady named Jill Donovan, who owns a company called Rustic Cuff, talking about the power of the Dream 100. I cannot wait to see what tomorrow holds. Hey guys, Luke Erickson with the Thrive Time Show here with you. It is day 2 and the energy is high. People are so excited to be showing up. The team is ready. Come on, let's see what it's like to go on in for day 2. Follow me. Tell you what, people are so excited to be here for day 2. It is going to be incredible. Cannot wait to see what today has in store. Right now, here at the conference, we've broken into groups going over search engine optimization. I know for most of us, myself included, if you hear that term, you go, what is that? What does that mean? That's too techie for me. Well, our experts are breaking it down for people so that you can clearly understand how to come up top in Google. It's doable. It's possible. Now we're in the middle of a break, and what we like to do is we like to give you as much tangible and relevant information from about the start of the hour for 45 minutes. Then we take approximately a 15-minute break to allow people to connect with other entrepreneurs around them, bathroom breaks, and also use this time to just really digest all of the good information that you're receiving the whole time. Right behind me, we've got Bob with his grill gun, melting an ice sculpture. It is awesome. The ice sculpture represents our life, right? It's here for a time, but we all need to have the sense of urgency to implement the things that we're learning so that we can make the most of the time that we have. We are outside. You can see a line behind me. What's going on is that we partner with different companies to help them implement the proven systems over and over and over again. And one of those companies is Master Machine. And so what we like to do is partner with these companies to also help them give samples to other people as they come to the conference and truly get their name out. I just wanted to recap some of the amazing things that have happened today. We've had entrepreneurs like Paul Hood with Hood CPAs. We've had Jill Donovan and Michael Levine come up and just impart
impart so much wisdom and knowledge. We've got an incredible giveaway for one of our teamies. Hey there, Thrive Nation. One of the things that we love most about our business conferences is that we want every entrepreneur to leave with their questions answered. So what we do is we let them put the questions up on the board here so that they can ask their specific questions, and Clay will not end the conference until every question is answered.
Behind this, Clay Clark is answering all the different questions that entrepreneurs have brought to the conference. Whenever someone comes here and starts to hear this information, especially for the first time, it just brings about so much anticipation of wanting to actually implement the proven systems and processes. And so Clay always wants to make sure that he answers all of their questions so that they are the most set up for success to be able to go home and start implementing. If you have any questions, email us at info@thrivetimeshow.com. We have come to the end of the 2019 Christmas conference. It was incredible. These entrepreneurs have gotten so many tangible things that they can go and they can implement. Check us out for more information at thrivetimeshow.com. And as we always like to do, we want to end with the boom. 3, 2, 1, boom!
Once I saw what they were doing, I knew I had to get here at the conference. This is probably the best conference or seminar I've ever been to in over 30 years in business.
You're not bored. You're awake, alive the whole time. It's not pushy. They don't try to sell you a bunch of things.
I was looking to learn how to just get control of my life, my schedule, and just get control of the business.
Planning your time, breaking it all down, making time for the F6 in your life, and just really implementing it and sticking with the program.
It's really lively. They're pretty friendly, helpful, very welcoming.
I attended a conference a couple months back, and it was really the best business conference I've ever attended.
At the workshop, I've learned a lot about time management, really prioritizing what's the most important.
Biggest takeaways are, you want to take a step-by-step approach to your business. Whether it's marketing, what are those 3 marketing tools that you want to use, to human resources.
Some of the most successful people and successful businesses in this town, their owners were here today because they wanted to know more from Clay, and I found that to be kind of fascinating.
The most valuable thing that I've learned is diligence. That businesses don't change overnight. It takes time and effort, and you got to go through the ups and downs of getting it to where you want to go.
He actually gives you the roadmap out. I was stuck, didn't know what to do, and he gave me the roadmap out step by step.
We've set up systems in the business that make my life much easier, allow me some time freedom.
Here you can ask any question you want. They guarantee it'll be answered.
This conference motivates me and also give me a lot of knowledge and tools.
It's up to you to do it. Everybody can do these things. There's stuff that everybody knows, but if you don't do it, nobody else can do it for you.
I can see the marketing working, and it's just an approach that makes sense.
Probably the most notable thing is just the income increase that we've had.
Everyone's super fun, it's super motivating. I've been here before, but I'm back again because it motivates me.
Your competition's going to come eventually, or try to pick up these tactics. So you better, if you don't, somebody else will.
If you decide to not attend the Thrive Time workshop, you're missing out on a great opportunity.
The atmosphere in Clay's office is very lively. You can feel the energy as soon as you walk through the door, and it really got me and my team very excited.
If you decide not to come, you're missing out on an opportunity to grow your business. Bottom line.
Love the environment. I love the way that Clay presents and teaches. It's a way that not only allows me to comprehend what's going on, but he explains it in a way to where it just makes sense.
The SEO optimization, branding, marketing. I've learned more in the last 2 days than I have the entire 4 years of college.
The most valuable thing that I've learned, marketing is key. Marketing is everything.
Making sure that you're branded accurately and clearly. How to grow a business using Google reviews, and then just how to optimize our name through our website also.
Helpful with
A lot of marketing, search engine optimization, helping us really rank high in Google.
The biggest thing I needed to learn was how to build my foundation, how to systemize everything and optimize everything, build my SEO.
How to become more organized, more efficient.
How to make sure the business is really there to serve me as opposed to me constantly being there for the business.
New ways of advertising my business, as well as recruiting new employees.
Group interviews, number one. Before we felt like we were held hostage by our employees. Group interviews has completely eliminated that because you're able to really find the people that would really be the best fit.
Hands-on how to hire people, how to deal with human resources, a lot about marketing, and overall just how to structure the business to how it works for me, and also then how that can translate into working better for my clients.
The most valuable thing I've learned here is time management.
I like the 1 hour of doing your business is real critical if I'm going to grow and change.
Play really teaches you how to navigate through those things and not only find freedom, but find your purpose in your business and find the purposes for all those other people that directly affect your business as well.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Everyone needs to attend the conference because you get an opportunity to see that it's real.